How many of you ladies have done some feminine mystique kind of training, right? Getting in touch with the goddess within, going to a retreat, dancing, singing, just feeling the bliss of being a woman. How many of you? Raise your hand, right? And I'd like to find out from you how that shifted you. How did that shift you? And if it shifted you at all, but then mostly how did it do that? And what did you bring forth? And when you did that, how did it start relating to the people in your life? How did it change how you related to the people in your life? You know, I've been looking at, because I do relationship work, and I've been looking at this identity that the male has and the female, and how we're trying to understand the male mystique and the female mystique. And for me, it's like putting those two things together. How do those two things come together? And I started looking at the woman's capacity. You know, that word capacity, how can I do that? You know, so we talk about loving yourself. Do I have the capacity to love myself? Or the capacity to forgive, or the capacity to let it go? You know, it's about our capacity. So I started playing around with that, you know, looking at capacity. And I'd like to throw out a couple of ideas and see what you think about it. Okay, so we have the capacity to love. Right? To love someone, to love something. And the capacity to be loving. It's different. It's different to be loving than to love. And then we have the capacity to serve in a positive way, to serve somebody, to be of service. And women, we have the capacity to lead, to set direction, follow me, to do that. We have the capacity of communication, to communicate. We have that capacity. We have the capacity to discern. That's using our intuition, which way to go. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Kind of like tying it in with decision making. We have the capacity to set boundaries. This is a good one. We do have the capacity. What if you didn't have the capacity to set boundaries? What would your life be like? So it's something that you could build to understand. What does it mean for you to set boundaries? We have the capacity to choose. You know, most women, when they are married, they're chosen. Not necessarily are they the ones doing the choosing, that the man has chosen them, and the woman ends up feeling validated that somebody chose her. But we also can look at, what is my capacity to be the one to choose? And then the capacity to be creative, to create things in your life, to create and to make whole, to make real, make it inform, like the form of it. And then finally, we have the capacity to connect spiritually. So I'm wondering, what are your thoughts about this whole concept of capacity? And where do you lack the capacity to do one of those things that make a woman a woman? Sending you all the love in the world. Can I get an amen, sister?